Fellow Bahamians, a general election has been called. Elections are a cornerstone of our parliamentary democracy, and you will soon decide who will serve as your next representative government for the next 5 years. But today, as we stand at this familiar moment of decision, I ask you to consider the state of our country. No matter which island I visit, you are asking me the same question 5 years later. Why does it still feel like nothing has truly changed under the PLP? This government was given the keys to the country. They made the decisions. They signed the contracts. They chose who benefited and who waited. They held the power. With the ringing of the bell, the power to decide our shared future is being returned to you the people. Every Bahamian, from Inagua to New Providence to Grand Bahama, and every settlement in our family of islands. You have the power to decide the future. The power is your vote, your decision to freely decide the candidate and the party you believe will be best guardians of our democracy, of our borders, of our way of life and our future. The bell has rung. Now it's your turn. 5 years is long enough to be judged, and this government's judgment day has arrived. This government had every advantage, more than $1 billion in new revenue, a global economy coming back to life. They had the resources, the mandate, and the time. There was no pandemic or major hurricane, no natural or man-made disaster. For nearly 5 years, they were able to govern this country without a single adversity to derail the promises they made to you faithfully. Sadly, they wasted these advantages and served mostly themselves at your expense. From their first days in office, they insulted the Bahamian people with their arrogance. They treated some public officers with contempt. They corrupted the immigration system. They allowed the circulation of fraudulent Bahamian identity documents, including passports, birth certificates, while they looked the other way. On their watch, they allowed the integrity of the Bahamian citizenship to be compromised, the most sacred resource of our democracy. Under this government, the basics of a decent life became harder to afford every single year they were in office. Working people are working harder, falling further behind. The dream of owning a home in the country you were born in, this government made it feel impossible. Prices are out of reach, supply nowhere near enough. Young Bahamians looking at what a house costs are quietly giving up. They spent over $400 million of your money on sweetheart deals. Again, no bids, no competition, direct awards, and they have no shame. Every day, there's some new scandal, new revelation. They keep making announcements about projects that probably would never see the light of day. Their record speaks for itself. On election day, you get to speak in your own voice and be heard. But this election is not just about what we are voting against. More importantly, it's about what kind of Bahamas we are voting for. A Bahamas where your intelligence is respected and not arrogantly insulted, where you are not taken for granted, where your grocery bill goes down because VAT is gone from the things your family needs to survive, where the immigration system is finally fixed, where the same rules apply to everyone, where we say clearly and without apology, if you come here illegally, you will never hold a Bahamian passport, where a young Bahamian can learn a skill and start a business and build a future without leaving home to do so, where a family can finally own a piece of the rock and not just rent it, not just dream about it, but own it, where nurses and doctors and NHI providers can get paid on time. So let's work together to build the kind of Bahamas that our children and our grandchildren deserve. To build a healthcare system that works for all of us, whether you're on the public ward or on the private ward. To build an education system that from preschool we are preparing our children to be able to compete globally because we are as talented as anyone else anywhere else in the world. To create communities where young men and women are not dying senselessly because we have not created opportunities for them, because we have not taught them how to turn to each other instead of on each other. And then let us build an economy that as it grows, all of us have an opportunity to benefit and live the Bahamian dream. This is the kind of Bahamas that the FNM will help to build. With your vote, with your support, we can build it together. Our party functions under new management, new standards, new accountability, and we will serve with humility. And we make a clear commitment to make sure you are aware of how your money is being spent. This is the kind of Bahamas we wish to create, where we will work for the many and not for the few. I want to speak now to every Bahamian who's still deciding. I know the feeling. You've been here before. You've heard the speeches. You felt the energy. But then you were let down and disappointed. I'm not asking you to forget that. I'm asking you to remember something else. Every time good people stay home, we increase the chance of the wrong people winning. Every time the frustrated have gone silent, the well-connected got louder, more gravelicious and greedy at your expense. Every time someone decided that their vote did not matter, someone else decided the future for them. That's why I say, brothers and sisters, this is your moment. To every Bahamian who's ready, we will work for you. From the first day to the last day of this campaign, the FNM will be on every street, on every island, in every neighborhood across this country. We will not stop. We will not slow down. We will not rest until every Bahamian has heard this message and every vote has been cast. Because this country is worth fighting for. Your family is worth fighting for. Your future is worth fighting for. The bell has rung. Now it's your turn. Please get out and vote. Bring your family. Bring your neighbor. Together, let's build the Bahamas we know is possible. Let us pray for a peaceful and fair election. And may God bless you and bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Personal for you. The light bill, the grocery bill, the cost of health care, corruption at the highest level, the ease of doing business, crime and the protection of our borders so that our children don't become strangers in their own country. So not voting is not an option. Your voice has been heard by the leaders of a new generation, and the Free National Movement will work for you.
You know, we are all working to get ahead, working to better ourselves, working to ensure a better life for the next generation, taking steps to a safe and prosperous future. Yet in our country, we face constant obstructions. This election, don't choose failure. Join the movement that will work for you each and every day, for your interest and for your future. A future that works for you with the Free National Movement.
Tonight, the latest on that investigation of a missing American woman. We've got the latest from police. Also, the Prime Minister addressing changes in that Grand Lucayan deal. And later, the cost of living continues to increase. We've got the latest consumer index tonight. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the opposition leader Michael Pintard delivering a national address just moments ago, calling out what he calls ineffective governance by the current administration. Speaking to several national issues, including health care and immigration, he appealed to the electorate to make the right choice, noting that for more than 5 years, he says government failed to keep their promises and wasted their time in office. He called on all Bahamians to go out and vote on May 12th, as he says staying home will put the wrong individuals back in office. For more on his national address, you can log on to all of our social media pages. Meantime, the decision to put an American man before Bahamian courts in connection with his wife's disappearance is looming tonight. This as time closes in on local investigators. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. has the details in this report.
The fate of an American national, Brian Hooker, will be determined Friday night as local investigators by law have to make a decision on whether he will be released, charged in courts, or they can seek an extension for further questioning. Hooker's attorney, Terrell Butler, confirming to Eyewitness News that he was questioned for hours by investigators attached to the Royal Bahamas Police Force in Grand Bahama in connection to his wife's disappearance at sea in Abaco.
They can hold him up to 48 hours. By 7:20 p.m. today, that will be 48 hours. So I'm anticipating a decision one way or the other.
The American man checked in at the Rand Memorial Hospital on Thursday night at his attorney's request. It's alleged that on the night of his arrest, he was handcuffed while on board a vessel when authorities took Hooker to he and his wife's vessel, Soulmate, to search their property. The heavy rain and strong winds persist as conditions worsen. While attempting to move sideways, Hooker went overboard.
There is no evidence that her body was recovered or that they know where she is.
Hooker's wife, 55-year-old Lynette Hooker, according to him, was swept away by strong seas during their voyage in a small dinghy from Hopetown to Elbow Key nearly 1 week ago. She's not been recovered yet. But based on the facts, Butler insists her client is innocent and there's no substance at this moment to move forward with criminal charges.
And I got clarification today. He said he fell from the police boat. He received an abrasion and scratches to his knee and he was limping.
As of Thursday, local authorities have officially requested the United States assistance in the case. With no sign of life yet for Hooker, her husband from custody says he's, quote, frustrated as he's unable to assist with the search. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, in other news tonight, a stalled deal surrounding a hotel that has emerged as a key political flashpoint, seemingly making inroad. And it's a pleasant update for the nation's leader, who suggests that this was long overdue. Our Jose Etienne has the details tonight.
Prime Minister Philip Davis leaving no doubt on how he truly felt about the status of the deal he struck with United States-based developer Concord Wilshire almost 1 year ago for the redevelopment of the Grand Lucine Resort.
I was a bit frustrated for quite a while because movement was slow, but as I always said, patience is a virtue that brings success.
Quite a change in tone from the nation's leader, who previously dismissed growing doubts on whether or not that deal for the hotel that government, stakeholders, and residents alike say is critical to Grand Bahama's economy was yielding results. Now, Davis is seemingly breathing a sigh of relief given that Concord and CTL Maritime, the developers behind the project, have signed a new agreement laying out key commercial elements of the project, including a Mediterranean shipping company beach club, a second cruise resort, and a casino marina complex.
Concord has been working on this project. It doesn't happen overnight. And I'm pleased to see the progress he's now making.
While this latest announcement points to momentum surrounding the hotel, Davis's frustrations with what he called slow movement on the transaction arguably adds weight to claims from well-placed sources that the deal was dead for about 4 months after the developer failed to secure financing for its business model. So critics might ask, did the original deal collapse? That question remains unanswered, but Concord noted that Site 3 will be developed into a second Ancient Waters cruise resort designed to accommodate additional major cruise line passengers. Demolition and construction activities for Site 3 are expected to commence concurrently with CTL's development, with both resorts targeted for delivery on a coordinated timeline. Concord also noting its commitment to engaging a local Bahamian company to operate the cruise resort. On Site 4, Concord plans to develop a mega yacht marina, and an integrated casino resort. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
The cost of living in the Bahamas is still climbing, just not as fast. New numbers from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute show inflation rose by some 2.3% in December compared to a year ago, keeping pressure on households. This despite minimal monthly changes. On a month-to-month basis, prices barely moved, rising just 0.02% between November and December, but that small shift doesn't tell the full story. Over the past year, Bahamians have been paying significantly more in key areas, with restaurants and hotels surging by 20% and household furnishings and maintenance up more than 14%. But everything is not going up. Food prices, a major concern for many families, actually declined, down by some 0.1% month to month and down by some 2.6% compared to last year. But any relief at the grocery store is being offset elsewhere. Transportation and education costs both ticketed up in December, rising by some 0.3%. And when it comes to fuel, petroleum prices inched up while diesel saw a slight dip. Now, the bottom line is, while inflation may be slowing, the cost of living in the Bahamas remaining high. Well, as the election season kicks into high gear, opposition leader Michael Pintard is calling for unity amongst political leaders tonight. While addressing the congregation at the Zion United Baptist Convention, Pintard says he believes party politics can become divisive when those at the helm should lean on each other, especially in times of crisis.
We must be committed to doing what is right, even when it is not easy. We must be committed to lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. We must be committed to unity. Too often we allow differences, Prime Minister, political, social, personal, to create distance between nation builders. But if we are serious about winning the race and helping a nation to win the race, we must learn to turn to each other some days and not on each other. The most important colors in this country are not the colors that we wear in our political parties. It's the color of our flag that tells us that we are one people, ought to be united in one purpose.
Meantime, Prime Minister Philip Davis also pleading with the electorate that following the 2026 general election, the cycle of voting out governments must change for the country to move forward. The last two-term government was under the Free National Movement led by former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham back when they won both the 2022 and 1997 general election. Davis emphasizing that from his view, under his leadership, the PLP has laid the groundwork for numerous projects that must continue.
And one of the reasons this election matters so much is that our country must end the cycle of changing administrations every 5 years. That cycle of change has held the Bahamas back for too long. One administration starts the work, another comes in and stops it. Projects slow down, plans are shelved, momentum is broken, and the people are left waiting while politics starts all over again.
Meantime, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper using his remarks to seemingly take a hit at other political parties despite both the Free National Movement and the Coalition of Independents releasing their manifestos before the governing party. Cooper insisting they have no course of action.
And the truth is that you cannot manage a serious country in serious times with unserious leadership. And you can't trust the future of the Bahamas to people who have no plan.
Now that all three major political parties, the Progressive Liberal Party, the Free National Movement, and the Coalition of Independents have unveiled their plans if they're elected this May, Matt Albury, Executive Director of ORG, says that now it's the public's responsibility to engage directly with those seeking their vote. He's encouraging voters to go beyond campaign promises and actively challenge candidates at their doorstep. Aubrey says residents should be asking critical questions about accountability, delivery, and how each party intends to address the issues affecting everyday Bahamians before making their final decision at the polls.
Promises that we've seen before that haven't manifested have been, we're going to pass this in the first weeks. We're going to pass it in the first 100 days. And the truth is, anything that gets put forward, you want to make sure it has time for broad public consultation so that people can speak on it and understand the issues. You also want to understand how much something is going to cost. We're in a budget cycle that is being determined, as you said. So how does that translate? You know, if we're going to say freedom of information will be passed, what does that really mean? What, not passed, but enacted. What does that mean? Where will the costs come from? How will that look? What will it translate to? Those things are very important, and they give the message that the electorate is thinking about their decisions. They're not just making emotional, either angry or politically generated decisions, but they're thinking about how will this make a difference to me, my family, my constituency.
Meantime, as the race to the polls is on for the next general election, the incumbent member of parliament for Pinewoods, Marla Rosa, says constituents should mark their X in his support, as he says the area is undergoing a number of infrastructural upgrades that, from his view, he says, cannot be halted. He's referencing flooding. It's a legacy issue in Pinewood, claiming that the solution does not come overnight, but the steps toward rectifying the problem, he says, is underway.
We have had 3 town hall meetings in Pinewood about the drainage system. Started with Minister Sayers and then Minister Sweeting. And then we got a point where we got a report from some engineers on the solution. And then last year, November, the IDB met and approved the loan. And so now some preliminary works are being done. You know, do the residents of Pinewood really want to risk? We have a situation where the government have appropriated $17 million in this budget to deal with that.
Marla Rosa says he's standing on his record in the constituency and hopes that the electorate will allow him to continue what was started.
I am confident. I think that those residents know that I started walking in Pinewood 2 weeks after I was elected and never. Elections have consequences. And there's road pavings that are going on and other improvements. I would be the first one to say that, you know, things don't happen as fast as we'd like to, but the groundwork and the foundation has been laid. And I think that the PLP, if you look at it dispassionately and be fair, that this government has delivered.
Meantime, Prime Minister Philip Davis is urging Bahamians to break the cycle of changing governments every 5 years, arguing that continuing is needed to complete national projects and ensure long-term progress. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question tonight: should the Bahamas keep the same government for more than one term? While some 27% of participants voting yes, it helps national development, 13% voting no, changing government keeps leaders accountable. Some 60% voting it depends on the government's performance, while 0% said that they were unsure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls, as your voice matters. Well, the government of the Bahamas turning down the offer to host the 2027 Carifta Aquatics Championship. This according to Bahamas Aquatics President Algernon Cargill, who claims no reason was given for the denial, but believes it strikes a different tone from when the Davis administration first came to office, touting the resurgence of sports in paradise. That's the brand. The last time the Bahamas hosted the Aquatics Championships was back in 2024, where the team secured an historic 6 straight victory.
The government needs to decide if it is truly invested in the interest and development of aquatic sports, particularly because the Bahamas was asked again to host Carifta Aquatics in 2027. The ministry advised the Federation that the Federation cannot accept the invitation to host Carifta Aquatics in 2027. This was at the time when we were the 7-time defending champions. We were surprised because there was not even a discussion with the Federation about how prepared we were to host the 2027 Carifta Aquatics Championship.
Well, after the alleged lack of communication, Cargill says the Federation attempted to host the regional meet without government support. But that offer, he says, was also not accepted. Over the years, Cargill has long raised concern about maintenance at the Betty Kelly Kenning Swimming Complex, which he believes could also be a reason for the government's decision.
We were prepared as a federation to partner with corporate Bahamas to not ask for any government support to host the 2027 Caribbean Games. The ministry replied swiftly that irrespective of the fact that we want to partner with corporate Bahamas to host these games and not lean on the government for support, the answer was still no. So obviously this would devastate any swimmer who wants to compete for the Caribbean title and to become the 9-time defending champions at home. So I'm hoping that through all of this discussion, that the advancement of swimming can be at the forefront.
Well, another decision that hangs in the balance of the general election, the government's Golden Yoke program, but officials say they're ready to begin production. Our Danielle Dean has the details tonight.
Agricultural officials say the Golden Yoke program is set to have eggs on food store shelves within the next 2 weeks. This comes after Agriculture Minister Jomo Campbell renewed the government's commitment to move the program forward during the PLP's launch of its Blueprint for Progress. Justin Taylor, technical consultant for the Golden Yoke project, providing this update.
Less than 2 weeks. Okay, less than 2 weeks, eggs, golden eggs will be on the shelf. And all of the food stores, and also in about 6 months' time, all of the poultry houses will be completed, and we're going to move the Bahamas towards self-sufficiency. So that means right now, the dollar value is $12.2 million per year. So we actually import 27.2 million eggs a year.
Taylor says amongst 10,000 lean chickens currently in country, 6,000 to 8,000 eggs will be produced per day.
We are feverishly working towards satisfying our commitments that we made to the general public. And with the help of Almighty God, we will be in a position to present eggs from the Golden Yoke program before the end of April.
$12.5 million shaved off of a nearly $1 billion annual food import bill. According to Campbell, this is the goal for the Golden Yoke poultry program. The program was launched back in 2023 with major production initially set to begin during the third quarter of 2025. During the Blueprint for Progress launch, Campbell assured if given the chance to return to office, the administration is poised to complete the Golden Yoke poultry program to scale the production of 14 billion eggs annually. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, Minister of Works Clay Sweeting says despite Parliament being dissolved, that doesn't place a pause on road works on Family Islands or New Providence, listing the constituencies next in line to receive a facelift.
Work should not stop because elections are here. You know, Bahamians still have to thrive, still have to live here. So the work will continue, and you'll see road paving continue throughout New Providence. Garden Hills would be one of those, Yamakra, Kalani, St. James. We did a massive work in Golden Isles, and you know that will continue with the drainage infrastructure work. So when you look at infrastructure, Pinewood's could be a part of that. So almost every constituency, if not all, would be touched or has been touched in regards to road paving.
Well, weeks ago, FNM Garden Hills candidate Rick Fox posting a video on social media traversing the constituency and complaining of poor road conditions and potholes. But Sweeting says since then, the issue has been rectified.
Garden Hills has a good amount of roads has been paved over the last few weeks and continues to be paved. We have a massive undertaking throughout New Providence. I think currently the Ministry of Works would have around 9 private contractors engaged to pave throughout New Providence, along with Bahamas, the government's road paving entity. So throughout New Providence, we've paved close to 40 miles over the past budget cycle, and we continue to do that.
Well, we've added another access point to make sure that you're up to date with the latest news. Follow the Eyewitness News WhatsApp channel, scan that QR code on your screen, or visit our social media pages for a direct link. While you're there, don't forget to follow Eyewitness News on Instagram and Facebook. But if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the IO News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms. Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, officials are stressing the importance of protecting children, the next generation. We've got that story coming up. And later, from the classroom to the real world, over 24 health professionals set to enter the country's healthcare sector. We've got more on that right after this break.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life, because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful, and I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
There are a lot of new opportunities in our country. We are building an economy that includes everyone. And you chose to come to PTVI.
The best place to learn.
Expanding and updating PTVI.
It prepared me for the future to be an entrepreneur.
And this is what this is all about. We are creating more opportunities for more Bahamians, because opportunity is the key to success.
John, I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you better off today? Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, fat on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes, because their job is to work for you.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Well, here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at SO $6.58, both Rubis and Shell coming in at $6.64. Those are your local prices at the pump. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, the Ministry of Social Services bringing awareness to crimes against children in honor of Child Protection Month. This April, officials came together for a church service where prayers were given for youth of the nation. Minister of Social Services Miles LaRota bringing remarks to that service, speaking out on issues affecting children across the country that they endure and he says must be saved from, emphasizing the safety of the next generation of our country remains a priority.
Some experience neglect. Some experience emotional, physical, or sexual abuse. Others struggle silently in environments where their voices are not heard. But today, we declare that our children deserve better. They deserve to feel safe in their homes. They deserve to be protected in their community. They deserve to be nurtured in love and guided toward a hopeful future. The government, through the Department of Social Services and the Child Protection Unit, continues to strengthen systems that respond to report of abuse and support vulnerable families.
Lorota says the Ministry of Social Services are doing what they can to rescue children from vulnerable situations, but calls on the community to assist as its tasks one agency, he says, cannot do alone.
Social workers, case aides, law enforcement officers, medical personnel, teachers, and counselors work tirelessly every day to intervene when children are in danger and to ensure that their best interests are protected. However, these professionals cannot do it alone. We need communities that are vigilant. We need families that are nurturing. We need churches that are supportive and compassionate. The church plays a unique and powerful role in child protection. Churches are places where families gather, where values are taught, and where guidance is given.
While more health professionals being recruited to offset staffing issues that continue to affect the country's public health care system, 16 trained clinical nurses and 23 members graduated the Public Hospitals Authority Academy on Friday. It's paving the way for them to offer their services to a nation that grapples with a myriad of challenges in health care. BHA's Managing Director, Dr. Arbonette Roll, asserted to the group of graduates that their matriculation throughout the academy has prepared them for this moment and beyond.
You have completed that hard preparation. You are now artists of healing in our hospitals, wards, and public clinics, including Family Islands. As you would have experienced during your training, we do not shy away from the truth. Working in an acute care hospital within the PHA presents unique challenges. Our patients often arrive with complex medical, social, and psychological issues that need our full attention and your sharpest clinical judgments. In these moments, you are more than a caregiver. You are an educator. You are the voice that helps a patient understand their path to wellness. In the heat of a busy shift, when the patient load is high and the stress of the workplace is even higher, remember, no one will care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Meantime, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville also touting the training that the graduates experience, noting that it empowers them for opportunities that transcend the country.
This particular program is NACOB approved. If you don't know what NACOB is, it means that it's fully accredited by our accredited institutions here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and it is classified as a gold standard of clinical readiness. So we're not just graduating them, we're actually making sure that the foundation is laid for them to be able to function anywhere in the world and provide top quality clinical services in the Bahamas. And if it is around the world, then our flagship will clearly demonstrate that our programs are world class. You are now equipped with the ethics and evidence-based skills required to step up on your game and to take your truthful place at our clinics and our hospitals and take care of the Bahamian people. My God, I can't classify that more. Take care of the people that you are privileged to serve.
Well, today marking the opening of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Agri Expo, it's creating a platform for dozens of local entrepreneurs to showcase organic, homegrown, and homemade products.
It's back. Agri-Expo 2026, presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, April 10th through 12th at the Gladstone Road Agriculture Center. Agriculture, our heritage, our future comes alive with the latest farming technologies, exciting cooking demonstrations and competitions, Bahamian farmers and vendors from across the islands, fun for the kids at the Kitty Corner, nightly musical concerts, and free admission for everyone. Bring the whole family and celebrate what feeds our nation. Agri-Expo 2026. Let's get growing.
2021. Borders overrun. Gang wars raging. Crime out of control. 4 years later, we're stronger. More than 1,000 new police and defense force officers, new interceptors protecting our waters, record numbers repatriated, and with stronger security partnerships, tougher anti-gang laws, and shantytown crackdowns, we're tightening our grip. Stronger borders, safer streets. This fight is never finished.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Today marking the opening of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Agri-Expo. It's creating a platform for dozens of local entrepreneurs to showcase organic, homegrown, and homemade products. Owner of honey production business Raw, Jacqueline Adderley, and president of Royal Sarge Brews Wines, Tanika Roll, sharing some insight into their products. They say we have talent and resources right here in our country, and they're doing their part to put that on display.
They said we're supposed to be able to sustain ourselves. Once I visited the family island and I saw the farmer, he had been working on his hive for ages. After I tasted it, I thought, oh my God, this is really good. He wasn't too interested in coming to Nassau or producing on a large scale. So it took some twisting.
We started as a hobby, just home, family and friends, just enjoying. And then a lot of people started just trying it and giving it to other people. And then person started asking, well, we want some more. And then some more turned into some more. And then I had a friend at the time who took some and he sold it to his coworkers. And when he came back and he gave me the money, it was like a light bulb. God showed me that this could be a business. And from then, we've just steadily been working towards crafting it, making it better, learning more about the industry.
Vendors anticipate that the public will show up in full support of the expo located on Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds.
Over the next 3 days, this space will become a living hub for hands-on farming experiences, practical workshops and demonstrations, culinary showcases using 100% Bahamian products, marine resource exhibits, and cultural performances that celebrate who we truly are. But just as importantly, this expo will be a place where connections are made, where ideas are shared, and where opportunities are created.
We are working to reduce our dependence on imports and strengthen our ability to feed ourselves. We are going back to our roots to find the strength to move forward, using that determination to build a modern, self-sufficient nation. We cannot ignore the uncertainty caused by international events. As tensions persist in the Middle East, we feel the effects here in the Western Hemisphere.
Well, Political Watch back tonight with a fresh face in the hot seat, vying for the Michael constituency under the Progressive Liberal Party's banner. Our Janelle Longley has the details tonight.
A constituency made up of 5 islands and 1 woman, Ronelle Ambrister, believes she has what it takes to deliver progress.
So this is definitely a constituency that I want to fight for.
One may ask, why now? Well, this former member of corporate Bahamas turned entrepreneur says she's ready to take service up a notch.
I have definitely been on the receiving end of the opportunities that this government has afforded to young persons like myself, and I believe that it's time to pay forward.
Starting with those seeking to one day walk her path from employee to business owner.
I would like to see more access to capital, and I would like to see maybe the barriers to entry in a lot of the industries made simpler for persons to enter those industries.
But that's not it. She describes the constituency, once represented by Progressive Liberal Party Member of Parliament Basil McIntosh, as a blank canvas for endless possibilities in trade, business, and touristic investments.
To become the trade hub for the Bahamas, especially in the South. There are connections that we can make with Turks and Caicos and our other neighbors to the south in the Caribbean. And let's talk about Cascarilla. I would like for us to take the opportunity to really invest in that industry. Right now, we're harvesting raw product, and there's so many opportunities to really refine the Cascarilla product that can tremendously impact the economy.
And on May 12, residents of Mayaguana, Inagua, Crooked Island, and Long Key will decide if she has what it takes to brighten up their canvas, or whether they'll pivot to other new faces in the race. Free National Movement's J. Leo Ferguson, or Coalition of Independents' Jermaine Higgs. But if you ask her, it's not just her gender that makes her different.
The fact that I have a heart for the people. I did not wait to be ratified to start working. I did not wait to be ratified to start bringing solutions.
Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Valencia Smith has your latest check on sports right after this break.
Everyone hates a dead cow battery. Why not get a battery that lasts and has a 12-month warranty and is only $64.50? Intercontinental batteries are made with German technology, compatible with Japanese, US, and European vehicles, and adapts to warm climates. All right, good to go. These batteries are high quality, affordable, innovative, and only available at AID. Visit us online or WhatsApp us at 427-0026. AID, all you really need and more.
A storied party falling apart. F&M's fleeing. Chaos. Confusion. Even court battles. What's happening with the F&M is sad. Divided. Directionless. Dysfunctional. The ones left behind won't admit it, but it's chaos inside. They say a fish rots from the head down. If Michael Pintard can't keep his own party together, how can he run an entire country?
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us.
The University of the Bahamas men's and women's team were back in action at the Cleve H. Hyper Charity Golf Tournament at the Royal Blue Golf Course over at Bahamas recently, turning into a competitive showing on the course. Travis Cartwright and Rachel Quant led the way for UB with a combined gross score of 89, finishing 19th overall. Gia Marshall paired with head coach Frederick Taylor posted an 82, securing 17th place. Aaliyah Garrick and Lamont Mizik going for 90 to finish 20th overall. Two teams tied for 21st place. Darius Thompson along with Janisha Dorset, Jaden Roy, and Travis Style both finish at 92. On the individual side, Rachel Quant captured the women's close to the pin honor, while Janisha Dorset claimed the women's longest drive.
Travis and I had played. It was a really nice experience playing with him. I haven't played with him for maybe about 2 years. And the fact that he's leaving, it was bittersweet. But we played well. We shot 84. So net score of 72. But I mean, we had minor issues, but overall we played really well.
Not only is it good for us to come out and get our, build some more experience and practice what we preach on the practice rounds, but then we also get to help the community out as well.
From the scores I saw, so that they're on their way. For the work we've been putting in from August, a lot of these guys are new.
Congratulations. Now let's head on over to the high seas. For the first time ever in the Exoma Sailing Club history, a quest for possible even. The E-Class race was staged on the weekend over at Lake Victoria. The unique waterfront setting provided a backdrop with crowds gathering along the shoreline to take in the action. Despite the challenging conditions on the water, the young sailors delivered an impressive performance showing remarkable control and skills as they battled strong winds and difficult conditions. Officials praised the event as a memorable showcase, highlighting both the athletes' resilience and their ability to perform under pressure in one of the toughest racing environments to date.
Well, that's what's making news at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Are you better off today? Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, fat on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes, because their job is to work for you.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Island Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up Eyewitness News at the hour, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, it's a look at all of today's top stories. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night, be safe, have a great weekend, everyone.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eatin' well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Well has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eatin' well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Are you better off today? Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, fat on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes, because their job is to work for you.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Today, Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, fat on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes, because their job is to work for you.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Today, Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes because their job is to work for you.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Are you better off today? Brave Davis and his cronies are. Extravagant taxpayer-funded trips, a luxury car for Philip, and hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts for their allies. But for us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare broken and unaffordable, and illegal immigrants flooding our communities. While Brave Davis and his cronies keep getting ahead, we pay the price. Under the F&M, that changes because their job is to work for you.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Opposition Leader Michael Pintard urging the undecided, or those of you who may be registered and think that you're not going to vote, to go out and vote, as not voting may put the wrong people in office. We hear more from his national address just before 7 o'clock this evening. Also tonight, Concord Wilshire discloses the details of its new deal for the Grand Lucaya Resort and Development and its Week in Review Fridays. We recap some of the biggest stories as well. And then later tonight, Adrian Gibson, Member of Parliament for Long Island, says he has a big announcement set for this Sunday. And we lighten the mood just a tad. It's fresh off the campaign feed. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. Great to have you along this evening. Opposition leader Michael Pintard delivering a national address just moments before 7 o'clock. He calls out ineffective governance by the current Davis administration and spoke to several national issues, including healthcare, immigration. He appealed to the electorate to make the right choice, noting that for more than 5 years, he says the government failed to keep their promise and wasted the time in office. He called on all Bahamians to go out and vote on May 12th and says staying home will put the wrong individuals back in office.
And this government's judgment day has arrived. This government had every advantage, more than $1 billion in new revenue, a global economy coming back to life. They had the resources, the mandate, and the time. There was no pandemic or major hurricane, no natural or man-made disaster. Under this government, the basics of a decent life became harder to afford every single year they were in office. Working people are working harder, falling further behind. The dream of owning a home in the country you were born in, this government made it feel impossible. On election day, you get to speak in your own voice and be heard. But this election is not just about what we are voting against. More importantly, it's about what kind of Bahamas we are voting for. A Bahamas where your intelligence is respected and not arrogantly insulted, where you are not taken for granted, where your grocery bill goes down because VAT is gone from the things your family needs to survive, where the immigration system is finally fixed, where the same rules apply to everyone, where we say clearly and without apology, if you come here illegally, you will never hold a Bahamian passport, where young Bahamian can learn a skill and start a business and build a future without leaving home to do so.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard just before 7 this evening addressing the nation, highlighting a number of issues he says are prominent in the Bahamas, still remain issues and issues that this administration has ignored. We're going to get into it this evening right there, pick up and get some analysis and perspectives and opinions about much of what the leader of the opposition had to say earlier this evening. Joining me this evening is Leslie Miller. Good evening to you, Leslie, and Ellington Ferguson. Ellington, good evening to you as well. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, you both.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
You heard the leader of the opposition in his national address just under 10 minutes highlight a number of key areas. The cost of living, inflation continues to be an issue he highlighted. He also talked about immigration and this government being very sloppy when it comes to issues of citizenship and many other areas, healthcare as well. Your thoughts on where he directed this national address, this prime time opportunity that he chose to this Friday to speak and bring the Bahamian people's attention in on some key areas?
First of all, Shanique, once again, I think he focused initially on inviting Bahamians out to go out there and exercise your constitutional right to cast your vote in the general election to decide which of either the Free National Movement, the Progressive Liberal Party, COI, or any other independent candidate out there that are putting themselves forth for to be elected to serve in government. He encouraged Bahamians to go out and vote and support the candidate of their choice. I think that is good, and I join him in doing that. Every Bahamian, you have a right. You were born in this country. As a citizen, you have a right to participate in the democracy of this country for its growth, its development, the betterment of its citizens. So I join him and I support him in that. I also support him in something he mentioned about in immigration, that persons that comes here illegally I don't think you should ever be fast-tracked to Bahamian citizenship in the manner that we have done in the past. I think we need to go take a route of residency or something of that sort. And then as the next generation come along, then we probably do different. But yes, we need to take those things into consideration. The government have mentioned about some...
How many people are we talking about that have had their citizenship fast-tracked, who came here on a sailboat, who came here on a sailboat, or even walking through the airport right now? How many people, how that right? See, I've had the passport officer here, the chief passport officer here many times. The immigration director, sir, get here. Because I'll tell you, it's important to hear your voice. The Bahamian people deserve to hear from you. Stop ducking and dodging and all the rest of that, whatever that is, and talk. No, come sit right here and talk, because this is important. When Ellington is going to say here live this evening that people who come here illegally are fast-tracked in 2 minutes have their citizenship, I'd like to know who they are.
Not
how many?
necessarily fast-tracked.
You said fast-tracked.
That's what the leader said.
The leader said that. I just don't think they should be given citizenship. I think
that has not been the case.
No, eventually they're given citizenship now.
Eventually is so different than they reach here on a piece of raft.
I don't think they should be granted citizenship.
They should not, because if you come illegally to begin with, you should not. It's just like everywhere else in the world.
Given residency, if you've been here for a number of years?
If you are illegal, if you enter here on a raft, you should not be, but certainly unless you somehow, I don't know, you gain it. But not immediately. I don't know that to happen. Leslie?
Listen, when I was in cabinet for the term that I was, it generally took cabinet, the persons that we had seeking citizenship would have been in the Bahamas at least 15 to 20 years. Minimum 15 years. They were scrutinized properly. We would argue sometime as to whether this person should have it or not. And then they would have gotten citizenship. But no one in my time ever got any citizenship to be in the Bahamas less than 15 years and haven't been born here, and who had the financial wherewithal to earn a decent living in the Bahamas. But, the opposition leader went on with stuff that they caused to begin with. They were the ones who got lackadaisical in moving people faster with getting citizenship and also getting work permits.
I wouldn't call it lackadaisical.
It was on their watch.
Leslie, would you describe it as lackadaisical? Remember now, the reason for sort of relaxing the requirements is because getting a passport was taking too long.
Yes.
And it was a whole lot of scrutiny and whatnot going on, and people had to wait forever and a day for a passport. So therefore they relaxed some of those requirements.
The parameters that we had in place, that the PLP had put in place, they took some of those out and sped up the process. But in speeding up the process, that's how you had the loopholes that start to begin. Okay, and now to the point now, the Prime Minister indicated yesterday that there's a problem. There's probably going to be some people in this country who would vote illegally, who has a voter's card and a passport that they did not get through the proper channels. And we said that in the next term of governance, those matters are going to be corrected by putting in stiffer penalties, by putting in more safeguards to protect the interests and well-being of the average, ordinary Bahamian. Citizenship is something you get from God. Bahamians are born here, grown here, and have generation of family members, who's been here over 100 years. My grandmother was born in 1872. My grandmother, that I came from, on my mother's side. You're talking about generation after generation.
Well, Bahamians go other places and gain citizenship. I think
yes, they do.
Citizenship is something you can gain
by doing it the proper way.
Right, exactly. Whichever country you choose to go into.
If you marry through marriage, is the easiest way to get it.
Exactly, and you gain the citizenship. Now the insult though is when you will see Ming Lee with the last name Davis. Or Brown, or anybody else changing their last names. That should be denied.
I had two ladies approach me going through East Street this week. Say, Potcake, we need your help. I said, what happened? They charge these two Jamaican fellas $1,000 to marry them. The fellas give them $500 and they ain't get the balance yet. So they raised hell. They didn't mind the marriage. They want the ballots.
Hold on, the Jamaican guys approached them.
The Jamaican guys approached them to get married.
And they got married.
And they charged them $1,000. So they only charged them $1,000. Y'all only charged $1,000.
The guys give them $500 each, and they ain't see them no more. So they won't know how to get the money.
Them yardie say, yeah, we see.
That's a normal thing, you know.
It is a normal thing, I know, but y'all will get married. And you see, it's Bahamians who are at fault and involved in this racket. It's us. Whether it's in the public service or wherever else it is. Yeah. You have heard Nicholas Simonet talk about people in the passport office and various tiers of immigration and wherever else being arrested. Well, the case is being turned over to the police when they were found in violation of some law and regulations. Okay. And so, but Bahamians all over the place getting married to people.
Yesterday in the newspaper, there was a Haitian man that had a passport. I think he was 38 years old or what have you. The passport on the voter's card. The guy was fined or was going back to court. He's out on bail on $7,000. How the hell do you get it on bail?
Our judicial system.
How you get it on bail?
As a young nation, we have a lot to do as it relates to correcting a lot of stuff, a lot of loopholes that we have. I spoke to somebody just 2 days ago that talked to some high level of professional people. When I say professional, people that can duplicate these things and make it look real, only like the passport officer said on this show that there
every 90 days
there are some things within the passport that they cannot duplicate.
Which is, and that is, yes, it's the security feature that is changed every 90 days by ICAO. However, but just as we're saying, you could have the tightest system you want, and I'm not a proponent. They will try and defraud the system. They will try. Whether they be JP, whether they be some sort of civil servant in which wherever they are, there's always some gimmicks going on for people to figure that they could trick the system, get over on the system, fleece the system.
It may seem to you that what is happening in the Bahamas is happening more so than in some of our other Caribbean countries. Nope. Let me help you with that, because the Bahamian passport, and I hate to say it like this, in this region is one of the most valued documents. When it talked about people underprivileged, people from the South or wherever they come from, because they come from far as Chile and Africa to come here to get elsewhere. And the Bahamian passport is the most treasured and most valued document to do those things. So people will go above and beyond to try and forge it or duplicate it.
The Chinese come on the boats to get theirs.
Just to get north.
Yeah. They won't go to
but the Bahamas is ideal. It's an ideal place for them to work from. So that is why we would have more seemingly than the other nations around us.
We have a lot. They want to come to the Bahamas because it's a good place to live. It's closer to the U.S. than Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, and that's why they come here. This is the easiest step to go from here to there, where you want to get. Most of them eventually want to get to North America.
That's exactly.
That's where they want to go, and the Bahamas is that place.
Yeah,
that's going to take
you. It's a transit point. As the election season kicks into gear, opposition leader Michael Pintard is calling for unity among political leaders. While addressing congregants at the Zion United Baptist Convention, Pintard said he believes party politics can become divisive when those at the helm should lean on each other, especially in times of crisis.
Even when it is not easy, we must be committed to lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. We must be committed to unity. Too often we allow differences, Prime Minister, political, social, personal, to create distance between nation builders. But if we are serious about winning the race and helping a nation to win the race, we must learn to turn to each other some days and not on each other. The most important colors in this country are not the colors that we wear in our political parties. It's the color of our flag that tells us that we are one people, or to be united in one purpose.
That's very idealistic, isn't it? I mean, politics by its very nature is tribalistic. And the way it's done in the region and then the Bahamas even makes it more so. And they get along well. They laugh and talk and do whatever. But in the season of politics, I don't know if that's as realistic as he's saying.
Look at the tragedy in that. Look at what this leader of office has done to his senior colleagues that were with him in cabinet. He's run every one of them out of the party. Denied them any chance. Well, you start off with ministers, then you go with Minister Wicks, his deputy prime minister, okay? All the top echelon.
But he is saying
that he
Leslie,
believed was not fully with him,
but he is
embedded
saying,
with him.
But he is
he
saying,
got rid of.
But he is saying political leaders, you know, like
Listen,
Prime
we are all
Minister
leaders.
and like
I say senior men in the party.
Well, meanwhile, Leslie and Ellington, Prime Minister Davis is pleading with the electorate that following the 2026 general election, the cycle of voting out governments must change for the country to move forward. The last two terms, governments were under the Free National Movement led by former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. Back when they won both the 92 and 97 general elections. Davis emphasizing that from his view, under his leadership, the PLP has laid the groundwork for numerous projects that must continue.
And one of the reasons this election matters so much is that our country must end the cycle of changing administrations every 5 years. That cycle of change has held the Bahamas back for too long. One administration starts the work, another comes in and stops it. Projects slow down, plans are shelved, momentum is broken, and the people are left waiting while politics starts all over again.
Well, gentlemen, you heard Prime Minister Davis. Of course, that was earlier this week on Wednesday evening. We will get to more on that in Week in Review Fridays. But don't go anywhere. Beyond the Headlines is just getting started, because when we come back, we're going to take a look at a report that talks about the cost of living. And then good news for Grand Bahama. Concord Wilshire itself making its announcement that the deal is now funded, the money is in place, and they're moving forward. This is Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays. We're back right after this.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madeira Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
The cost of living in the Bahamas is still climbing, just not as fast. New numbers from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute show inflation rose 2.3% in December compared to a year ago, keeping pressure on households despite minimal monthly change. On a month-to-month basis, prices barely moved, rising just 0.02% between November and December. But that small shift doesn't tell the full story. Over the past year, Bahamians have been paying significantly more in key areas, with restaurants and hotels surging by 20% and household furnishings and maintenance up more than 14%. But not everything is going up. Food prices, a major concern for many families, actually declined. It dropped 0.1% month to month and down. Slow down, please. Can you go right back? Yeah, thanks so much. Down 2.6% compared to this time last year. But any relief at the grocery store is being offset elsewhere. Transportation and education costs both ticked up in December, each rising 0.3%. And when it comes to fuel, petroleum prices inched up while diesel saw a slight dip. The bottom line, while inflation appears to be slowing, or is slowing, the cost of living in the Bahamas remains high. Well, we know the Bahamas is one of the more expensive destinations in the world to live, and obviously exacerbated by what's happening, Leslie, in Ellington, elsewhere in the world right now.
Absolutely. Yes, we continue to see, based on all of the things and happenings around the world, you know that we are now having a war going on in the Gulf. Well, in the Middle East, not the Gulf, in the Middle East, that is affecting us globally. It's affecting the shipment of goods, like you mentioned. And so even though the relief came with the government removing VAT from all of the grocery items here locally, and Bahamians have expressed that they have felt that, but I think this is going to kind of put a damper on that for right now. Hopefully this situation get cleared up soon, and then things can kind of go back to some level of normalcy so that Bahamian and the Bahamas can really feel the effects of the removing of VAT from those items, and cost of transporting goods can go down. This is something that the government, nobody globally can control, only the players.
Well, I've seen, to your point, I've seen people in Africa talk about the cost of living going up, whether it's obviously petrol or whatever it may be, grocery, the cost of living overall because of what's happening in the Middle East.
Yep, because your clothing, your food, everything depends on that ship moving that oil from point A to point B. When that can't move, or when that oil, the amount of oil on the market is decreased, so the cost of shipping all of those goods, the cost of movement of everything, even the transportation, the cost of operating transportation goes up.
Fuel goes up, everything else.
Everything goes up.
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
Something's got to live it until the war's over. I know
Absolutely.
It may escalate now, because I understand today Israel bombed the North Korean.
Hezbollah.
You sure it wasn't Israel? Israel bombed them. Was it no Hezbollah? Hezbollah don't have no damn planes.
No, Israel was still bombing Hezbollah.
No, they bombed the North Korean embassy
and that is why,
in Iran.
And that is why, Leslie, as you said, and Ellington, we've got to tighten our purse strings.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you the truth, because as long as that war goes on, then the price of everything is just out of control, really. Meanwhile, you all, here's some good news, and this is great for our economy. A stalled deal surrounding a hotel that has emerged as a key political flashpoint, seemingly making inroads. And it's a pleasant update for the nation's leader, who suggests that this was long overdue. Jose Etienne picks up the story from here.
Prime Minister Philip Davis leaving no doubt on how he truly felt about the status of the deal he struck with United States-based developer Concord Wilshire almost 1 year ago for the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayne Resort.
I was a bit frustrated for quite a while because movement was slow, but as I always said, patience is a virtue that brings success.
Quite a change in tone from the nation's leader, who previously dismissed growing doubts on whether or not that deal for the hotel that government, stakeholders, and residents alike say is critical to Grand Bahamas' economy was yielding results. Now, Davis is seemingly breathing a sigh of relief given that Concord and CTL Maritime, the developers behind the project, have signed a new agreement laying out key commercial elements of the project, including a Mediterranean shipping company beach club, a second cruise resort, and a casino marina complex.
Concord has been working on this project. It doesn't happen overnight, and I'm pleased to see the progress he's now making.
While this latest announcement points to momentum surrounding the hotel, Davis's frustrations with what he called slow movement on the transaction arguably adds weight to claims from well-placed sources that the deal was dead for about 4 months after the developer failed to secure financing for its business model. So critics might ask, did the original deal collapse? That question remains unanswered, but Concord noted that Site 3 will be developed into a second Ancient Waters cruise resort designed to accommodate additional major cruise line passengers. Demolition and construction activities for Site 3 are expected to commence concurrently with CTL's development, with both resorts targeted for delivery on a coordinated timeline. Concord also noting its commitment to engaging a local Bahamian company to operate the cruise resort. On Site 4, Concord plans to develop a mega yacht marina and an integrated casino resort. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Leslie and Ellington, this is something that we have been sort of standing on the sidelines rooting for since the heads of agreement was signed. So sort of a lot of twists and turns to get to this point. But now this evening, Grand Bahama is here.
It is finally really taking shape, I must say, not finally getting started. I think one of the things when you talk about project of this magnitude, and when you look at the scale of a small country like the Bahamas, unfortunately, these things take time to get started. Once people would have signed off, then they've got to go ahead and put all of their logistics together and they really draw and map out what they're going to do. Any partners that they really plan to bring in, go and sit with them with their heads of agreement and really pull things together. The thing is that a lot of people think that once agreement is signed, that sometimes people go to work tomorrow. It doesn't quite work that way. You don't see the building, people was getting frustrated because they wasn't seeing no renovation work going on, no building being torn down, but the people were working all along and putting their things together. I think the magic that we had anticipated for Grand Bahama is coming, is well on the way, and I look forward to it, and I'm sure that the people in Grand Bahama is excited about what is coming. It is very much in the making, and it's going to be good for Grand Bahama. I'm happy to hear and see their plans.
I think we should all thank God for MSC on putting together this situation with Concord. MSC has the financial capability to get the job done. I trust that Concord and this deal would go through on behalf of the people in Grand Bahama and the Bahamas as a whole. I am just like many skepticals in the country. I had my own personal views on it. It's now going to happen. Look, it's happened because you have a company of the magnitude of MSC that has the financial capability to get it done. So I'm hoping that it starts. They indicated in the newspapers that they're going to start the breakdown and redevelopment immediately. We should look forward to that day. All members will be happy when that time comes.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Meanwhile, gentlemen, this Wednesday, the House of Parliament dissolved. It's an indication that election is near. Of course, we know the date is May 12th. But one individual who did not have her way because she protested and went out to Bay Street to ask the Prime Minister to, I guess, change the date of the election is Ali McIntosh. We talked about this, but your thoughts about the dissolution of Parliament, and then of course, Ali, I'll tell you this, laugh as we might, and we might have just had a funny moment earlier this week, but the thing about it is, Ali is one person who has maintained and maintained her beliefs and showed up, even if it's just a one-woman band, to show that she believes in her convictions and she is going to stand by them. Your thoughts?
Can we let Glenn Roy respond first? Oh, Glenn Roy is not on tonight. Okay.
That's another grave dweller?
No, Glenn Roy was going to give us instruction as to what to do.
Yeah.
Glenn Roy Pratt is not on tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you. But, Shanika,
oh, God.
I don't know. Parliament has been dissolved, and we now know election is officially May 12th.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a total waste of, it's just, I almost hate to say anything about it. It was a waste of time, and I think Ali should kind of find there's more other things to deal with as it relates to going into the general election, and some more pertinent things, some more pressing things.
Well, I want to really know
what particular date.
Right, what our party is doing, because as you all know, she's contesting Anglerston. How is her campaign looking? What is her organization doing? How are they out there canvassing the people, the Bahamian people, to get their votes?
Party, campaign. Interesting words.
Anyway, you know what?
Leslie have more to say.
I would place a better bet now. The entire party don't get 500 votes. I'll give them $5,000. How about that? Come on, please, let's get real. Please, election is a very serious thing, Parliament prorogued yesterday. We are now heading into a general election that is going to affect the lives and livelihood of all Bahamians and those who live among us. This is serious business, man. And I don't want to trivialize an election. And I would trust that all those parties, the CIO and the others, would come forward and put their best foot forward and try to make a difference in our lives. We all know that the races between the PLP and the opposition FNM, CIO is in the race and the other parties in the race.
COI.
COI, CIO, whatever it is.
What if all of these third forces, the Ali McIntosh and the Lincoln Bain, and whoever else out there, if your thing, the FNM and the PLP, is so terrible and ridiculous, why can't y'all band together? All of y'all have the care and concern for the country. Band together and make something sensible happen. Everybody splintered. Everybody want to grab a piece of this power.
Everybody want to be leader.
Just the same as you describe the politicians now. Grabbing for power is just about the power. The power. Everybody want to grab that seat. Why can't y'all come together
in a
cohesive manner?
If all them join forces,
the general election together.
One seat in Parliament. If they join forces.
It's me, myself, and I.
Well, gentlemen, also Wednesday, so that happened Wednesday morning. Well, Wednesday evening, the Progressive Liberal Party unveiled its blueprint for progress, outlining what it plans on doing and the vision for the country should their party be re-elected. Linton Ritchie Jr. has the story.
Promises filled the air at the University of the Bahamas on Wednesday night as the Progressive Liberal Party launched their Blueprint for Progress, the way forward for the country if re-elected at the polls. Issues plaguing the nation, such as the acquisition of fraudulent documents and immigration, were addressed, with the government committing to implement stiffer penalties and systems to grip illegal migrants.
If you facilitate passport fraud or document fraud, you will face mandatory penalties of up to 10 years in prison or fines up to $50,000 or both. We will procure a national biometric immigration system and deploy biometric e-gates that flag prior deportees and multiple identity fraud with overstay alerts triggered within 48 hours.
And despite government stripping away full medical coverage for the dependents of those in uniform branches, officials are set to on-stream a new benefit along with legislation to protect those most vulnerable.
We will introduce legislation to deal
with elder abandonment. We're also moving forward with extending health insurance coverage to all public servants, including contract government workers.
Building on the promise of affordable housing and making home ownership a reality, PLP candidate for Fort Charlotte, Sabas Bastian, pledged that government will accelerate their efforts.
We will have a social acquisition program that will purchase, rehabilitate distressed homes, abandoned properties, and bring them back to the affordable housing pool. We will create a residential tenancy authority with the power to inspect, enforce, and ensure compliance. Landlords who rent unsafe, unhealthy, low standard of living spaces will be held accountable.
Another vow listed in government's Blueprint for Change, launched in 2021, energy reform, was addressed by Minister of Energy and Transport, Jobeth Colby Davis.
We are moving to retire BPL's legacy debt burden within the next term. We will complete all 23 microgrid and solar projects within the next term.
From the farming sector, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell says if re-elected, modernizing the farming industry and reducing food imports, he claims, will come to fruition.
By 2030, we will reduce our national food import expenditure by 25%, keeping an additional $200 million circulating in the Bahamian. We will introduce a national agriculture drone program, training and certifying 100 Bahamian drone pilots by 2028.
Minister of Labor and Public Service Pia Glover Roll and Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal Keith Bell announcing government's plan for new employment legislation and better performance from government agencies.
We will cap probation at 6 months in the private sector and 12 months in the public sector. We will require all major investment projects receiving concessions to submit a Bahamian employment and professional development plan.
We will require all state-owned enterprises to submit binding business plans by 2027 with clear milestones to reduce dependence on government subsidy.
As for island infrastructure, Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting says the transformation to market islands will be paramount if the Davis administration is re-elected.
We will begin public consultation on a new city in Andros. Andros has the size. Andros has the potential.
Enhancing public education and keeping the education curriculum modernized will be the mandate for a government if successful at the polls in May.
We will also launch the Bahamian AI Academy through BTVI and the University of the Bahamas.
We will make early childhood care and pre-primary education universal and compulsory from age 4.
Now, apart from launching the Blueprint for Progress, government has launched its Blueprint Tracker, a tool which Prime Minister Philip Davis says will allow Bahamians to hold government accountable. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
And dignity.
Of course, that was Wednesday evening where the governing party presented its blueprint for progress. Really, it's I guess its document to govern the country in the next term, should they be successful at the polls. Gentlemen, there was a whole lot that was said by numerous speakers, as you all saw a moment ago. What stood out for you as something that was like, whoa, this is good? Should they be successful at the polls? For them to be able to go and start now enforcing or introducing?
Shanique, I think some of the things that stood out is the government really taking a stand of doing some things with immigration. They really are making a move in that arena. People have been calling for it. So that kind of stood out with me. And a lot of the things, another thing is the Minister for the Public Service. Some things she announced as it relates to some changes in the public service about capping of probation, and she also,
which is very important because there have been people for decades who have been temporarily employed and engaged for decades.
She talked about a mental, she's doing a mental leave persons where if you have mental issues, you got a few days off of mental leave. Of course, they got to work those things out, and so some other very innovative things that I heard her talk about that they're going to do. So We look forward to it, and if they get a second term, hopefully they're able to execute it. One of the things I like to say, though, I appreciate the Prime Minister for recognizing and acknowledging the things that they have not been able to complete, and he also spoke to that as to what they plan to do going forward with those things.
I told you it was very impressive. They have some new initiatives in housing especially, where they're going to produce more affordable housing. You can't say low cost, there's no such thing anymore. Affordable housing, and also crack down on unscrupulous landlords who take advantage of Bahamians.
You read
those
right.
high rents on inferior surroundings
yeah.
and what have you.
Yeah.
The Yoke program was a good one. The program with regard to citizenship on immigration, I think, was very impressive. The
As well as making immigrants pay
job.
for health care, which they say they pay already. They don't receive anything free at the public health system.
I thought the gentleman today was very bold and brassy.
I spoke with him, and he said he said his comments were taken out of context. I hope to bring him on.
I can accept that.
I hope to bring him on because I'll see exactly Michael Tierran. I think that's your name.
I was going to ask him to take that same crew who paid, put them on the next plane, and pay it in Haiti. Give the Haitians government that opportunity to get some cash from the Bahamas.
Michael, I know you heard that just now.
I thought he was very bold and presumptuous.
You got to come here and straighten out whatever it is you said or did not say or thought you said and how you said it. Come here right on Beyond the Headlines next week. I'll call you out on that for sure.
He's coming here?
He's coming next week.
Smart man.
He promised.
You're bringing the pasta with him too, eh?
Speaking of the pasta, I need to bring that pasta here. I haven't seen him in a minute. I haven't seen
him. Boy, he's probably eating again, you know.
Pasta St. Louis. Hey, you need to come up with Pasta St. Louis.
St. who?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines is backward after this.
Has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eating well.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in this week in Review Fridays. Long Island Member of Parliament, there's been a lot of speculation about what he intends on doing, whether or not he will run. Obviously, he did not get the Free National Movement's nomination. So will he go independent? Well, Adrian Gibson announced late last evening on a Facebook post that he will make an announcement on his political future on Sunday. There is that post right there. It says, Long Islanders, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve my home community. I'll be making an announcement this Sunday. Stay tuned. And he tagged himself in that announcement. Gentlemen, I know on this show we have spoken before about Adrian is not someone to discount. He still enjoys a great deal of support in Long Island. But I understand he may have been spoken to and told to stand down. Perhaps this is the announcement he wants to make and just speak in his own words to the constituents?
Well, I think I'm not sure whether he's going to stand down or whether he's going to announce his candidacy for Long Island. But I know Adrian Gibson to be a formidable opponent in the House of Assembly. He's very, very aggressive. And so I'm not sure whether he's going to go with the party or whether he has decided with the backing of his supporters in Long Island that he is going to give it a run. Adrian Gibson have alluded before that he do intend to run as Member of Parliament for Long Island as a candidate. So it remains to be seen. It's interesting now that he's coming out at this juncture in the game to state whether he's that he's going to let us know. So we'll see what happens.
I've been informed by reliable sources that he is going to run as an independent. He'll announce it on Sunday. He has a good amount of support in the island.
Mm-hmm.
Did a pretty good job while he was there as an MP. And he feels that he should carry on. So we shall see what is going to happen in his press conference on Sunday.
You good?
Excuse me, I need some water.
You guys, Rashad McPhee, please bring some water in here for Leslie.
Again, as a sitting Member of Parliament, I can't see why with a Member of Parliament that has done such a good job, that still has the goodwill of the people of Long Island. I can't figure that one out.
He's embroiled in that situation in the courts.
But he's an embattled Member of Parliament.
I'm still in the courts today.
He's an embattled Member of Parliament.
But they have other issues that might come up too, and they ain't dealt with that.
Well, what about Leroy Major, gentlemen? Let's come off the F&M forum. Let's go to the PLP. Leroy Major, the sitting Member of Parliament for the Progressive Liberal Party in the Southern Shores constituency, has announced this week as well, right on Wednesday, a lot happened on Wednesday, that he will contest the seat as an independent candidate. Your thought, first of all, what caused him to be in the position that he is in, that he finds himself on the outs with the party, that he could not secure the nomination for re-election, and now do you think it's in his best interest to be independent or run independent at this time?
You should think the Progressive Liberal Party didn't feel that Leroy Major was the best fit for Southern Shores. The members of the constituents of Southern Shores didn't feel like they want to go with Leroy Major's second term. There's been a lot of reports about him to the party leadership, and the party just made a decision. It's unfortunate that Leroy Major think that he's all that now that the party has decided not to run him, to figure that he could go in there and run as a candidate and win. It's foolhardy to think that he could be successful in Southern Shores. It's very disappointing, and sometimes these young men and women go in there and they walk up in Parliament and their head gets swelled very, very quick. And I think this is a case here with Mr. Leroy Major, unfortunately. I think he's going to embarrass himself further embarrass himself, I should say, especially as a member of the cloth, as a pastor of a church. It's going to be very dismal for him in Southern Shores. It's going to be very, very dismal for him. 6-5, one vote.
You saying that, Ellington. I understand Leroy Major is still popular in Southern Shores.
Listen, I've been in Southern Shores. Dave and I have been in Southern Shores now for the week. In fact, we went there last night till about 8:45 and this evening before I came on the show. Some of my old area makes up about 50% of Southern Shores. And in fact, we saw Mr. Roberts and his crew on the road too. Leroy Major will not get 300 votes for the whole entire election. Wouldn't happen. He's going to get wiped out. His ego is too big. And the guy is a pathetic liar. You know, and people are so tired of him making promises that he had no intention of keeping. For instance, there's a park in Sunset Way, small little area, small park. We were going to repair the park, and he said, no, he's going to do it himself. Went in there on Wednesday, nothing in the park. Now we have to get the Honourable Member of Parliament and the Chairman of Beach and Parks to have it done by next week, Friday. The park will be completed. He makes a lot of promises, but he never came through. People are waiting for him to come back as an independent. He can get the surprise of his life, and reality is going to set in pretty quick come election day. If not before then. I suspect that he will not nominate within the next 2 weeks. If he continues to go in the area and really see how the people feel about him, he will bow out of the race. I guarantee that.
Quite interesting, quite interesting. Well, of course, as you all know, in the last few moments of this show, we have introduced something called Fresh Off the Campaign Feed, where we go and I just absolutely search and investigate and look and see what many of you are doing on the internet, because the internet factors strongly into this election campaign. It's not just here in the Bahamas. It happened in Jamaica, it happened in Barbados, it happened in the United States. And so we said, let's see what our candidates in this 2026 general election are doing. Some of it funny, some of it informative. Let's take a look and see what the guys in the back have first.
Be outside. You all ready?
So that was the first person there was Dr. Minnis, who is the Member of Parliament for Killarney, and of course seeking re-election. He is having a launch tomorrow, on Saturday. So I think he must have been kind of giving an invitation to that. Now let's move on, guys.
Hey, it's time. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Hey, it's time. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest.
Of course, Prime Minister Davis getting in on all the social media shenanigans, really. Obviously, that was perhaps in the lead up to him making the announcement of May 5th and dissolving Parliament. Gentlemen, your thoughts on how our candidates, Bahamian candidates in 2026 have so embraced and they're actually where the people are. And I'll tell you, if you think it's not having an impact, you should hear the youth vote and the youth participation and engagement on social media and others as well. But certainly they find it so refreshing, and they find that they can relate more to the candidates, whether they be a prime minister or somebody who is newly ratified in frontline politics. They just find it so refreshing to see Bahamian politicians be sort of endearing themselves to the public in this way.
Shanique, you talk about the youth and the next generation. That is the space where they are. And to see our leaders finally being able to break through, because they're talking on the radio and the TV, you don't really kind of reach the youth. But to go in those spaces, you go exactly where they are, and they're able to relate and communicate and enjoy seeing them. So I think our leaders are really getting it on. They're really doing very well. Even Prime Minister Davis, he actually had a little thing down in Bahamas where they talk about this internet thing and stuff like that. So they're getting it, They're getting it.
Yeah. Do we have anything else? Any other one, guys? Leslie, your thoughts?
I think it's refreshing and funny. To get a laugh out of it. Politics is serious business. It is what it is. It's good to get a laugh sometime because come election day, some can cry and some can laugh. So, it's a prelude to the future.
Get your free laugh now.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, we will continue this fresh off the campaign feed throughout May, right up until May 12th. And whatever is interesting, whatever my team looks at and sees and decides that we're going to go and talk about and have a good laugh at or be interested and engaged in, that's what we feature here on Fresh Off the Campaign feed. I thank you all so much, Leslie and Ellington, for being here this evening. It's really been awesome hanging out with you both. Of course, a big thank you to all of you for hanging out all week long, including this evening, for my entire team. Chance, you did stick to that 9 o'clock, didn't you? For my entire team here on Beyond the Headlines, I'm Shanique Miller. Everybody have a blessed weekend. Look forward to seeing you right back here on Monday evening.